Hello there, and welcome to the Imitation Game for today, March the 17th. We're starting off with Stage 1 with Brias? Regardless, we're going in. You might notice, troop selection, I pulled the plug. Pulled the plug, pushed the button. I don't know. I went all Gren. I just full Gren, all the time. Gren on Gren action. Wait, no Gren on Gren action. We're gonna space ourselves properly out from the fences and whatnot. So let's move on. Stage 2, I'm just gonna go with Shaker because I can pronounce that. Now, I wanted to try and see if the Grens would take out the boom cannon by like charging in, just going in headlong. And I think that they would have had I guess it was iron storage, had it survived long enough. So if you got slightly higher level Grens, or really any level Grens, what I would strongly suggest is throwing down a smoke, dropping your Grens into that smoke at max range from the iron storage, and what'll happen is they'll all toss at the same time. You'll get a massive like overthrow, and it'll do a lot more damage instead of having your iron disappear like mine did, kind of, I guess. Moving on, Stage 3. Holy smokes. Alright, finally a fill. The world has normalized again. I was worried that everything was going to come to an end. Now, obviously, because of the double layer of non-defensive buildings there, we can't rely on the Gren overthrow to help us out. However, because of the double layer of non-defensive buildings there, the Grens just made us so much GBE, we can just, you know, move to Mexico now and call it lunch. I don't know. So, go up the left-hand side, and then, yeah, use some of all of that. Oh, yeah. I could have even done more, but come on, what's the point? Obviously, like, I'm going on certain paths, I'm using Grens, it's advantageous to be using Grens, but, you know, use what you gotta use. Hopefully, you can find something accordingly. And let's move on to Stage 4 with Brewbaker. I'm gonna go with Brewbaker. Around right-hand side, and this would actually work for heavies and Zookas or tanks or anyone that you're attacking with. Go around the right-hand side. I think what this base relies on is the boom cannon not being seen, maybe. Like, maybe it's a sneaky thing. There's also a boom cannon on the other side, so maybe it relies on people kind of drifting in too close to that boom cannon and getting hit. But with the Grens, you can park yourself way out there and just blow things up. I didn't even have the heart to waste all my GBE to finish that one off. And we'll move on to fill number 2, or fill number 5, I guess, because it's level 5, but we haven't had 5 fills like we normally would, so whatever, anyways. Also, Stage 5, first time I'm dropping any kind of damage with artillery or barrage, and of course, it is on the shock launcher, because shock launchers will do horrible, horrible things to our poor Grens. So, I also kind of bungled this. I was not expecting the cannon to actually nail me, which I believe it did. And then, the worst part is that, like, there is a boom cannon right there with next to no health. But I didn't want a barrage or artillery or critter, for that matter, the stupid thing. But honestly, I should not have lost the troops I did. A total noob move. Just goofing around, not taking it serious enough, and paying the price. Or maybe the Grens are paying my price. I don't know. Anyways, as you can see, there's 2 boom cannons, like, almost touching the HQ, which even for tanks would spell disaster. But with the Grens, one of the big advantages of, as you can see, the overthrow took them both out. Neither were even in range. Really, that's the great trick to using Grens. If you want to use Grens effectively, line up your angles. Line up your angles so anything with a long range is behind something that has a short range, and you're going to outrange everything that's got a short range, and you're going to overthrow and take out that stuff with the long range. Absolutely fantastic. Once you get into the groove of making that happen, it is surprisingly easy. Like, even with a base like this, where there's sniper towers down on the first row, excuse me, they made the mistake of leaving their statue storage there, and I was just like, well, I can take advantage of that if you insist. And I take down the sniper tower to almost completely fried, without having to even step into range of the sniper tower. Another great example is like the mortar, I guess, kind of, you know, to the back there. The thing's been destroyed. Eventually it's going to be able to take a shot at us, but really not that bad. Sniper towers are definitely the things you got to watch out for, because they do single target, obvi, and pretty hefty. And the Grens, when they don't have the tanks guarding them, man, they can be a little on the weak side, especially if you got a couple rocket launchers that are kind of softening your troops up. The rocket launcher sniper combo, absolutely devastating. Horrible, horrible things will happen to you. Now, as you see, we got into range of the cannon before the cannon even knew we were there. It didn't even turn before it died. I almost feel sorry for it. It never really lived up to its potential. Huh, strange. My teachers always said the same thing about me. Anyways, by the time you get this far into the attack, you should, in theory, have a mountain of energy, and it's that energy you can use to just finish off, like, boom cannons, anything that looks kind of scary that you might have to take care of, because you don't have to clear any mines, or very rarely do you have to clear mines. Obviously, there are certain setups where you got to worry about it and you got to do something, but like, and honestly, there's not a lot of stuff that you got to blow up if you position yourself correctly. And as you can see, I'm having no problem doing that as I artillery the snot out of Stan. Stan the man. Ah, thank you very much for the loot. And I guess most importantly, not killing too many of my Zookas. I am still kind of sloppy with the Zookas because I normally have that safety net of having the tanks in front of them, but I'm 5 Grens down, and I'm on stage 7 without a single loss, and like up until, say, stage 6, I was only dropping like 8 Grens, which is absolutely minuscule. One of the other things, I guess, key points about them is power in numbers, man. Like, power in numbers. As you drop more and more Grens, they will do more and more damage and become more and more effective. So absolutely, if you can drop extra boatloads, it's a great thing. Now, here I wanted to show how to land to take out, for example, a cannon without actually dropping yourself into range of a cannon. The trick is to space your boats out a little bit. That way your Grens all line up in a nice straight line, and they'll actually stay out of range of the cannon. Which will allow them to do, you know, ridiculous damage, destroy everything behind the cannon, and the cannon itself. And there's another perfect example of it. I think I actually had it shocked for the most part, but that's just because I wanted to clear out the rocket launchers. The rocket launchers are doing some serious damage. By the way, this is my GBE attack. This is just like me looking to blow some stuff up. Yeah, it's a little different when you got some Grens there, I guess. I don't know. And then we'll move down to taking Phil out once again with a proper attack. Now, man, I honestly thought that the Shock Blaster had way more hit points. I didn't realize, I think it was probably a level 1 Shock Blaster, and I was giving it credit for like a level 3, so I was getting ready with the barrages and may have gone a little overboard, But you know what? Doesn't matter. Why? Grens, that's why. Like, look at this base. It's already absolutely decimated after only really hitting it once, and hitting it once with the intention of it only being a a GBE attack. Everything else is complete gravy. So, okay, fine. We've cleared out almost the entire side. Here is what I'm talking about with the smoked damage. Look at that. Just one toss from all the Grens, fried max level cannon and a max level sniper tower with like 30 something, you know, like a fairly normal boost. This isn't one of those crazy like 50% boosted crazy insanity type bases, but you know, a 30 what is it, a 32% health boost is fairly sizable. Like, it's pretty good. But we're able to take it out no problem. Anyways, obviously I had a little bit of energy and I was like, alright, well, I'm going to take out the sniper tower because a damage jam sniper tower is going to do some bad things. And then I let the Grens take out the last boom cannon because, why not? Anyways, as you can see, everything dies. You get the win, you get the loot. Phil looks like a fool. And thanks very much for watching, guys. Hopefully this has been helpful. Hopefully it's been entertaining. And most importantly, hopefully you guys have a fantastic day. Smiley face with the tongue sticking out. Wow.